Will there be sound too?
There will.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, this thing is on. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. And thank you. You can stop applauding now. You can wait till the end, please. So, I see a lot of neglected faces in here. A lot of neglected faces. I got a question. Oh, you right there. All right. Do you know who that is? No? That's your mom. You're going home with her today. So don't be afraid. She'll be in your car. She's not a stranger. She is your mom. So, good news. You all get your people back now. Your moms, your daughters, your sisters. You get them all back. So, did I say my name's Josh? I'm Josh. And I am going to recap our nursing school experience for you. So, first semester nursing school, we were all bright-eyed, ready to learn, decently good diets, looking better than we do now. And then we had nutrition, which was a 2-credit nightmare. So 2 credits seemed like not very much, because some of our other class was 7 credits. And I was like, oh my gosh, a 7-credit class. And then we had nutrition, and it was 2 credits, and it was so hard. Nutrition sounds not that hard, but it was one of the hardest classes I've ever taken. And Wendy is one of the nicest people I've ever met, but at the time I thought she was the mouthpiece for Satan. I was like, how? Why is she so angry? Like, I don't understand why she hates us. It was so hard. And then she made us do a food log, so thank God you all don't have to do a food log for a week, you know. And at that time, I was actually proud of my food log, but one of our classmates had a food log, and one of their days had Dr. Pepper and peanut butter pretzels, and that was the only thing on the day. And Wendy was like, I'm a little concerned about some of your dietary habits, and they're like, you know what, lay off, it was a hard day. So, and then second semester, we talked a lot about our study habits. Remember that? Who can forget? We also talked a lot about our coping strategies, and we talked a lot about them probably because we're all bad at them. We don't have good coping strategies, and we're not good at time management and studying, and it was a really hard semester. But I looked through all of our books, and I never found a bottle of wine and a whole pizza as a coping strategy, but I will tell you it does work. There are some of us in here, I know, I find you. It does work. And then third semester, so feelings of impending doom, chest tightness, a lot of sweating, those are signs of a heart attack, but they're also signs of the third semester of your nursing program. So there were a lot of tears, so many tears, and it was either after a test, before a test, during a test, and you know, coming in, somebody's had red eyes, you don't say anything, you just assume, you're like, you know what, you're fine, like, can I get you something? You know, there were just tears all around. I'm sure that all of you experienced some of the tears at home. My roommate did, so it was perfect. And then, so that third semester, if you would have seen my food log, it would have been a lot worse. So you would have been really concerned for me that third semester. And I am petitioning to Potter and Perry to put that in for coping strategies. There's a bottle of wine and a whole pizza, so we'll see what they say. But there were some good things. So there were a lot of fun times that we had together. We laughed at the funny ways of remembering things like the different types of hepatitis, per se, were really funny. And sound effects, on point. They are on point. Okay, see? Yep, don't stop. They were so good. Like, that was actually really accurate. And then we just, you know, had funny first-time experiences, stories. But, so, that's pretty much all I have. We made it. We're here. Thank you. They did everything they could when we wanted to stop and give up because we don't do good on one test, and suddenly it's like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna work at a bar for the rest of my life, and I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna sell a kidney because I don't have money. It's just like, we went crazy over just one thing. We're like, no, calm down, you're fine, keep going, and they pushed us, and they really did everything they could to help us succeed, and we did. So now all we have to do is stress out for a month for NCLEX, and then pass. So that's it.
I'm up next. I'm Ann Benson, sound effect teacher, apparently. Some of those I don't even think I know that I do, so I'll have to pay attention to that. So you'll have to excuse me, I've been ambushed by histamine in the last few days, so I'm doing my best to not share. I think it's just pollen, but let's hope so. So excuse my puffy eyes and my nasal voice. I don't normally sound quite this ishy, but anyway, a warm welcome to family, friends, and fans of our 2022 nursing class here at Ridgewater College. Thanks for asking me to be a part of your ceremony. After all the hours you've already spent listening to me this semester, that was a compliment. We are very thankful to be celebrating together for this magnificent accomplishment, the completion of an associate degree, and a bright future as a nurse for all these students here today. Those of you who have supported them along the way deserve congratulations as well. We know that you've been sharing your loved one with us in this class for more than 2 years now. You've called them on the phone only to be, or you've called them on the phone only to be screened and ignored. You've invited them to dinner or events and gotten the reply, "I can't, gotta study." And you've stared at the side of their head as they stared into a computer screen typing or Zooming for hours and hours. So thank you for your patience with them and with us as we've been working hard together to help them transform into safe, competent, and reflective nurses. The temporary sacrifices have been worth it for the achievement of a long-term goal. You students might take a while to adjust to the fact that you aren't missing any deadlines, you're not late for clinical, and you're not forgetting a discussion post. This is normal. It will fade over time. We've seen it before. I apologize in advance if I appear in your dreams or your nightmares. Unless I'm saying something useful like, don't forget your gloves, check your 5 rights, or that should really be a semicolon. Before you know it, you'll fall right back into having friends and a social life and reading fiction for fun. Your new homework will be orienting to new policies and procedures, learning new equipment, and meeting your new healthcare team when you land your first job, or maybe starting more coursework to finish that BSN degree. Whatever your next plans are, we remind you and your loved ones that studying for and passing the NCLEX is the final frontier. We can't wait to hear that you've passed and what's ahead for all of you. At the beginning of the semester, I asked you all to reflect on your why. And I want you to think about what you wrote down that day and congratulate yourself on making it one giant step closer to making that happen. On Wednesday morning, Deanne and I got an email. She had more than one learning contract for things that needed improvement, and she spent a lot of time with Deanne and myself working out her trouble spots and getting pep talks. She passed her courses with a successful Hail Mary at the end. She graduated and I hadn't heard from her since. Her email explained more about what was going on behind the scenes during her program and the bumpy path she had to travel after leaving here. But she explained that she eventually passed the NCLEX in the minimum amount of questions and got a job in the exact specialty area that she had set out to do. She had achieved her why. She was writing because her now teenage kids gave her a journal that asked to reflect on teachers that made an impact. And she decided to email Deanne and I. Quite a compliment. The funny thing is that while she was here, we were probably not her favorite people. I know she thought expectations were unreasonable at times, and we got more than one eye roll, I promise. But in the end, she became a nurse like she set out to do, and she's supporting herself and her children, and that's what really matters. Another student who really struggled throughout his program here sent an invitation a few weeks ago to his graduation for his doctorate of nursing practice celebration. The reason I'm telling you this is that the people like these and all of you are my why. our why, and all the people that you're going to touch as nurses. So just think exponentially how that ripples out from here, and it's just amazing. That's why we do what we do here. So we are excited that you have acted on your inspiration to be a nurse, and we're so grateful to be part of educating the next wave of nurses that are so desperately needed in our communities. So many people sitting here and some of your classmates who won't graduate quite yet have circumstances that I know made school a bumpy path. And I'm sure there's a lot more that I don't know about. And we're tremendously proud of you for being resilient, being overcomers, and getting to this day to celebrate. So pinning ceremonies are a tradition in nursing education and have taken on different flares throughout history. Florence Nightingale is considered the founder of modern day nursing. She was a bit of a pioneer, choosing service as a nurse over England's society status. She was a mover and shaker through the 1850s during the Crimean War, pushing for improvements in healthcare environment that decreased the wounded soldiers' death rate from 42% to 2% in the ward that she rounded in. Quite the quality improvement project. She became known as the lady with the lamp as she made rounds after dark to check on her patients. And so the nursing symbol of a brass lit lamp on your pins represents her watchful care. She went on to train nurses after the Crimean War in London, and her students went to clinicals at a workhouse infirmary in Liverpool. Probably a lot scarier than your first day of hospital clinicals. The ceremony at her school probably ended with her students getting a new nursing cap or cape to represent their new status as a professionally trained nurse. I, for one, am thankful that we don't have to wear all white or caps or tights these days. Florence helped morph what she started into the profession that we aspire to today. Nurses have gained responsibility, knowledge, and the highest trust rating of any profession in our society today. We have become a valued team member alongside physicians and other professionals, and we are a nursing force of both men and women, all ages and varied specialties. Florence Nightingale wrote the initial nursing text that became foundational curriculum for other nursing schools in the 1800s and the early 1900s, as well as a pledge that nurses for years have recited to honor in her tradition. Your first week of school, you guys learned about Florence Nightingale's pledge, picked that apart and decided what that meant for your future, what we leave as history. And it's a bit dated, it's a sign of Florence's times, but nonetheless it's a very important piece of our history. And her birthday is actually today, May 12th, the International Nurses Day. So how appropriate that we are spending this time on her birthday celebrating your journey today. So we're so proud of you. We're grateful to have been part of that journey. And I would like the nursing class of spring 2022 at Ridgewater College to please stand. And in your program, you have the Florence Nightingale Pledge. And will not take or not committed to my keeping and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the presence of my calling. See the people here. Now we will have the conferring of the pins with Deanna Omer.
I'm going to read the student's name and the special person they have chosen to pin them. Belkey, being pinned by Blake. Belkey. Nicole. Michaela Fitzpatrick, being pinned by Haley Fitzpatrick. Michaelan Getz, being pinned by Ruth Getz. Morgan Hopala, being pinned by Randy Hopala. Sarah Harbard, being pinned by Allison Harbard. Not being pinned by Nicole Cohen. Kendra Knudsen, being pinned by Greta and Grace Knudsen. Jessica Latka, being pinned by Pam Johnson. Ellie Messner, being pinned by Karen Messner. Kayla Middlestat, being pinned by Rock Reimer. Anastasia Pearson, being pinned by Kirsten Studer. Joshua Sohn, being pinned by Brenna Tillman. Kristen Stummy, being pinned by Jake. Amy Wanis, being pinned by Travis Wanis. That concludes the end of our pinning ceremony, and again, we'll like to do another round of applause for our students. Anybody wants to?
Can you take those? And I can kind of, or I can take them, I guess. Oh. I'll go up there.
Okay, congrats, Stasia. Great job.
Go ahead.
Congratulations, we're proud of you. And
This is
glad that we could see you streaming.
Yes.
All right.
All right, here, if you, before, when in the car, we can airdrop them.
Yeah.
All right, signing off.
I think we have double videos. I video while you were.